Hello, welcome in to the starters. I'm Dave, of course, as always. That is Simon and George. How's it going, boys?
Dave, how you
Amazing.
doing?
Dave playing the role of Mustachio this week.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
well, some of us has to do it after, you grew some other facial hair around there. I think it's gonna
It's been a
Love
tough
it.
week. It's been a
Yeah.
tough week.
fair enough. All right, so let's just jump right into it, guys. The rumors are abound here in Habland, and Ken Hughes apparently very busy working the phones, looking at plan A to B to C, and looking at what he can do to perhaps acquire a 2C. And one interesting name that keeps popping up around the league and around social media is, of course, Evgeny Kuznetsov. Evgeny Kuznetsov, former Washington Capital, of course, and he played in the KHL with certain new young Habs prospect who will be playing in his rookie season, of course, Demidov. So my question to you guys is, do you want to see Evgeny Kuznetsov as that 2C?
Yes. Look, if you tell me obviously a 4-year deal at 20 million, 5 million euro, no. But I'd give him, like, I'm not going to say I'd give him the Dvorak money, but I even would, because it's not my money. It's Jeff Molson's money. And if this guy doesn't work out, or he's a problem, or he's lazy, he's not bringing it, he can't keep up with the Demidov foot speed or whatever else, then, by the time we get to Halloween, gone. Remembrance Day, gone. Christmas, New Year's, gone. No, it's not your money. It's Jeff Molson's money. The Habs are not pressed that much up against the cap. So I would do anything I can to bring in somebody who can just get that position better. I'm looking for an upgrade from what I believe what Kirby Dach is. Now, if you got to start the season with Kirby Dach, that's fine. A couple of concerns for me about Kirby Dach. If he doesn't get it right on the third time, where is he physically? Where is he mentally? If you move into another line, I would rather start Kirby Dach on a third line at center, at wing, and if Kuznetsov doesn't work, you slide him up there. But again, you're asking the wrong guy, because I was in on Claude Giroux. I was in on whoever. Last year, the second line center position for the Montreal Canadiens might have been the worst. I can't think that you got less production from any team in the league, or at least any team that was above 500 in the league. All I hear is how great this locker room is, leadership, gut caractère, with Brendan Gallagher and Nick Suzuki, and Josh Anderson's a great guy, and Cole Caulfield's a great kid, Mike Matheson. Well, that's the locker room that I bring in, a guy that might be an issue like Kuznetsov. I don't bring him into the San Jose locker room. I don't bring him into the Anaheim locker room because they're a young team still trying to find their ways. You bring him into a locker room where there is a leadership core. And the second it goes sour, that leadership core steps out of practice, steps out of a video session, goes to the coach and says, that guy's got to go today, out of here. So if you tell me 1-year deal, absolutely rolling the dice, just tell me where's the harm in this? If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's kind of like with the Radulov, right? How great it was. If, let's say, the Radulov would have went the other way and it sucked, and you were tied into a 1-year deal, owner who, last time I checked, turns a healthy profit with this organization, was out of money. Okay. No draft picks, no prospects, no nothing. No harm, no foul. Totally in on this.
Fair, George?
Totally out. Don't want to know anything about Evgeny Kuznetsov. Last productive season was 21-22. Since then, 12 goals, 6 goals, 2 goals. Hasn't been good. Minus 26, minus 11. He's been pretty much a disaster. Last year, playing for an incentive-laden contract in Russia, which was $6 million base salary and another possible 11 million total. The man did not produce and got bought out.
Wait, I don't even know his Russians numbers, but I thought he was hovering around a point a game.
No,
He was. He had 37 and 39, 37 points in 39 games.
In 39 games. But
37 points in 39 games, hovering at a point a game.
The point is not that he's not productive. I think the point is that his best years are behind him. As a stopgap filler, could he do it? Maybe. But at this point, I think if you're the Montreal Canadiens, do you want to invest the time in Evgeny Kuznetsov or give that time to Alex Newhook, give that time to Kirby Dach and see what he's got? I think, look, you play it a little bit, you see what happens, and if you have to make a deal, you make a deal and you go get somebody if somebody becomes available. I love the Kadri thing. If we can get Nazem Kadri here, you've been banging the drum on that. But I don't see Kuznetsov as a logical fit. I get he played with Demidov. I get that he's Russian. Is he the guy you want mentoring Demidov? Not too sure about that either. And you go through his career. I mean, he's a guy that's had, he had 180-point season. He had one season, I think his best season in goals was 27. He's more, I would say, name brand than actual production, in my opinion. You're not getting a top of the line Russian stud at the end of his career. I think you're getting a once good hockey player that's at the tail end of his career. I don't know how much he helps the Montreal Canadiens.
Let's say it was 1 year, $2.5 million.
I mean, yeah, I would do that, right? I mean, there's no risk. There's no risk there, but I just because I can start him anywhere, right? I can put him on the third line. I don't need to put him on the second line, and I can still roll the dice with either Newhook or Doc.
If it's not break,
but that's what it would have to be. It would have to be.
Even if it's 1 year at $3 million.
Now I'm getting to the point where
you're not George. You're not putting Arbor Jackeye on waivers or buying him out because
no, I hear you. But the $3 million is money that I'm not going to have at the trade deadline to acquire somebody.
If he's still around at the trade deadline, you might not even be around at the trade deadline.
Maybe. I for now I would say no is my answer. Obviously if it's a sweetheart deal for the Montreal Canadiens at $2 million, I look at it. Otherwise, I don't touch him with a 10-foot pole. That's the way I do it.
All right. Interesting. I mean, look, Kuznetsov, he had that 78-point season in Washington, as you said, in 21-22, and then it kind of went downhill, 55 points, and then just 24 points in that season that he split between Washington and Carolina. He did put up 4 goals and I believe 8 points in 10 games in the playoffs that season. And as we know, 37 points in 39 games in the KHL. So, I mean, it's very interesting, guys. I just want to know your opinion. So don't feel free to weigh in and let us know, would you sign would you sign Evgeny Kuznetsov as the Habs 2C? And if so, is it your plan A, your plan B, your plan C? Let us know in the comments.